Hello, it's Monday at 7. I'm actually on time for a change. Can you believe it? Actually, I can't, considering the crazy way things went today. I'm very relieved to be here at 7 o'clock tonight. So we had an amazing stamp camp last weekend. We had more people than I think we've ever had at the camp. And they all seem to have a good time. At least I sure think they did. As teachers, I know we had an awesome time sharing our projects with them. And we have another one coming July 30th. It will be using the July to December mini catalog. Celebration starts the beginning of July. So we'll pull in a few celebration sets. It won't be Christmas. We want to do use some of the items in the catalog and not do Christmas. So it'll be a bit of a challenge for us because there's a lot of amazing Christmas stuff in there. And maybe after I talk to the ladies, they'll change my mind. But the plan right now is July 30th. It'll be at the VFW in Basehor, Kansas, like it was last time. 9:15. The goal is 1:30. We didn't make it Saturday, but I think everybody had a good time anyway, even though we went a little long. All right, so I'm going to switch over and show you what we're going to make tonight and then tell you why this is what we're making tonight. Where's my other one? All right, here we go. So I spent a great deal of time today. I will tell you, it was 5.5 hours working on some cards with a brand new stamp, a new die, coming up with all kinds of cool ideas. And at 4:30 today, realized you can't buy it yet. It doesn't go live until July 1st. So we were on our way out the door to go help my mom mow her yard this evening. And I had to quick change plans. So I'm going to show you these cards. These are 2 cards that I shared with the demonstrators in the Kansas City area. I know I'm dark tonight. I'm going to slide over here. I'll tell you why here in a minute after I get to crafting. All right, so there we go. So I'm going to show you this fun fold. It's an easel card, and it's using my favorite stamp set out of the new catalog. It's Wisteria Wishes. It's purple. I know you guys are shocked that I actually chose purple tonight. No comments from the peanut crowd tonight. Peanut gallery. There we go. That's the word I needed. But I just love this set. And I'm trying to see comments. And they aren't showing up. Well, let's see if I can get them to show up over here. Would one of, oh, hey, there we go. I see Lois. Hey, Lois, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like the cards. And now I can see the comments. Let's hope this works here. All right. So we're going to start with this piece of paper here. And I'm going to grab my ruler. I very quickly looked over and thankfully had one kit left from the May 22nd, 21st meeting. So I'm using it. So this is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And the neat thing is you can do it 2 different ways with the stamp set. Let me show you the stamp set. Sorry, my brother was sending me a text. All right, so the neat thing is there's these flowers here, and they can either hang down on the leaves or they can stand up on the stems. At Stamp Camp Saturday, I did a card where they stood up on the stems here. But this time I want to use this going the other direction. I love the greetings in this one. Faith is about trusting. Happiness grows within. To a friend who's all kind of wonderful. Hang in there, even when you don't understand. I think they really nailed it with the greetings in this set. I really, really like them. Okay, so we're going to use mint macaron because I told one of the other teachers they had my So Saffron, and I said, oh, I won't need it tonight because I knew I was doing something different. Well, guess what? I had to change it up because I did need it. So we're going with mint macaron. And then after I did it, I kind of like this color better. All right, so we're going to stamp the stems, and I want them to go straight down. So I'm looking at the stems. All right, there we go, like that. And then I'm using Highland Heather. Hey, Sue, how are you? Lake of the Ozarks, you are not close by, are you? Glad you're hopping on tonight. Thank you for joining us. All right, so I stamped that. Then I'm going to grab the Highland Heather, and the flowers on the one piece are 3 that are hooked together. And I'm going to get my mat underneath here. I preached this all day Saturday at stamp camp, so I'm going to follow my example. Now, it looks a lot better, I think, if we do what's called stamping off or second generation. So I'm going to stamp it on my scrap paper first, and then I'm going to stamp it on my paper. And I know that's light. Oh, I didn't angle that quite right. Let's try again. You ever have days like that? Everything just doesn't go like planned. I was already had clicked go live when I discovered that my lights that I always use on the side aren't plugged in for a very good reason. We got to keep Kason last weekend. It was so fun. We got him Thursday afternoon and we kept him until Mom and Dad showed up about, I don't know, maybe 4:30 or 5 on Saturday. There we go. That looks a lot better. Okay. And we unplugged my lights to plug in his monitor for when he was sleeping in here, because we've put his crib here in my stamp room. All right. So the reason I wanted these lights is this is individual, and I'm going to put it over the top to add depth. So Sue made a card just like this when we had our Kansas, Missouri demonstrators meeting. So she's going to go, oh, I've already seen that one. Sorry about that, Sue. Oh, Angelia, you like that too? I love this set, and it's got dies too. And hopefully I can find that sheet with all that info. If not, I'll post a picture. Can't remember quite where I laid it. Okay, so I wanted ribbon, and I didn't have any purple that's in the catalog right now. So I took the crinkle seam binding ribbon, and I just used my light Highland Heather, and I'll show you here on this piece. Yeah, you can see where I did mine. I just went like this, took my blender pen, blend on the side, and just colored it. And of course it's going to dry a little bit lighter, and then just let it dry. And because these are alcohol based, it dries pretty quickly. So I went ahead and tied my bow. And I told them Saturday, and you guys have heard me say this too, because of my arthritis, I cannot wrap a ribbon around a card and then tie a knot or a bow. And one of the ladies at the stamp camp said, well, you waste a lot of ribbon that way too, which is very true. So that made me feel a little bit better about my inability to do it. And so I always cut the strip, and I should have cut it a little bit longer, but I think we'll be okay. Going to use my glue dots here. Thought I was. Looks like that one's all used up. I have one laying here. I've been using it all day. You know how it goes. You clean up because you're getting ready for something. All right, here we go. So I put a glue dot on each end. Now, if the ribbon is a heavy ribbon, or you're going a long distance, like if you're going the long ways, you might want to put a glue dot in the middle. This is short enough. I'm just putting one on each end. I'm going to wrap it around here like this. And then I've got my bow, and I'm going to use a glue dot to put that on as well. All right, so this is the top layer of the card. We had so much fun with Kason. He is 14 months old, and he did really well being away from mom and dad for the first time. We were a little concerned how he would do staying with grandpa and grandma for the first time overnight, but he did really well. Not sure grandma slept a whole lot because I was worried about hearing him if he woke up. Kit was laughing at me one time. I heard him kind of cry out, and I went flying out of bed, and Kit was laughing at me because I don't think he knew I could move that quick. All right. All right, so if you were going to do this, would you color it the Highland Heather, or would you have done it the Mint Macron? Let me know which one you like the best there. Would you go with the purple, or would you go with green, or would you add another color? What color would you have colored your ribbon? While you're typing that in, I'm going to show you the next step here. So this piece here is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. So that is half and then a half again. And when you fold it, you want it to have a triangle. So it goes like this, okay? I was looking up and I realized that on Facebook, it's a little bit behind, and I couldn't figure out why it was behind. And I realized I've got the Facebook part up. Okay, so here's another piece. It is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so that it's going to fit directly over there. And when I used to do these, I would, fold this like this, and I was trying to line it up, and I always struggled with getting it straight. And I had one of those aha moments. So even though that's been scored, I'm going to lay it down flat. And I'm going to fill this in with my adhesive. Of course, you can use your Stamp and Seal. And then I'm going to take this piece and lay it right over the top, so that it lines up perfectly. And then you know it's exactly where you want to have it. All right, so now it looks like this. Okay. And then we're going to lay that right on top. And I almost forgot. Let me grab my pearls. So one of the things I wanted to do at Stamp Camp was just show a few little tips and tricks for people so that they can see that there are different ways you can save money. So you can buy the white pearls, and we are going to color them. I'm going to color them the Mint Macron. So I'm finding my Mint Macron. And I keep pulling out Dark Pool Party. All right, there we go. Mint Macron. So you can take our blend and you can color the pearls. Now you do want to let them set and dry just a little bit, because you're adding the alcohol ink to the pearl. And I want 3 of them. So I'm going to color them like that. See what it looks like. When we had the meeting, I had everybody color them purple. So let's see what it looks like in green. So we're going to go ahead and put this over the top. The matte piece for this is 3 1/2 by 5. All right. There we go. All right, so now I want to do the easel part so that it stands up nicely. I'm grabbing my Stamparatus, and I wanted to have a template for the ladies because I had 42 people that needed to make this card pretty quickly, and I wanted to make sure that they had success, that it lined up nicely every time. So I learned this idea from Dana Davis. I'm not sure who she got it from, but she's the one that showed me. So what I did is, with the dies, I cut out the outside of the sending. Okay. And I think I've already shown you this die set, and I think I showed you how you could cut out the interior piece. Tonight we're going to stamp them. All right. And then I've got this cute little tag that I cut out that we're going to put right in there. I inked them both with Highland Heather. I'm going to swing this over. There are so many benefits to having a Stamparatus. One of the ladies, it was interesting, I was listening to him talk on Saturday. One lady said, oh, I just don't use mine enough. And the other one said, oh, I use mine all the time. And so it's one of those things you just have to get in the habit of using it. So there you can see the sending and a card to say hello. So if I needed to make a whole bunch of these, or if you're teaching a class and you want everyone to be successful, making a template like this. I will tell you that if you use the bigger paper, I know you're wasting a little bit of paper, but I have found that people are more successful if it's a bigger piece of paper because it doesn't slide around. I tried it with a smaller piece and people accidentally moved it. And so then things didn't line up. People got frustrated and it's just not worth it. All right, so there's that. Now I want my sending to stand up nicely because it's going to hold my easel in place. So I'm using the black dimensionals. Stampin' Up, I think, did research on this, or they had somebody do it, but they told us that people found that if you use the black dimensionals, your eye isn't drawn to it if it by chance gets close to the edge, which makes sense because it's dark, kind of in a shadow. So I cut some edges here for my D. All right, I'm going to peel off my dimensionals. So if you have the white ones, use them. But if it's time to reorder, you might think about getting some of the black ones because they just kind of appear to be in the shadows, which is always nice when you're putting stuff behind an image. All right, so now I'm going to stand this up and I want my sending to hold this in place. So kind of see where it rests. You know, before we do that, I want to put my little piece on here. This one I chose to put flat. You could pop it up, but I don't think you want that extra dimension really if you're going to use the sending popped up. Sue and her daughter traveled a long ways very early in the morning to come to our meetings. We so appreciated them getting up so early to join us. Then I'm going to put that down and see how the sending then holds my card in place. Isn't that fun? So there you go. So if you don't like it with the flowers hanging down, you can switch it around. Oh, I forgot my pearls. And I keep forgetting to tell you, so I wanted to share with you that I had lunch with one of my customers the other day, and she, oh, you like the Highland Heather? Yeah, I do too. Sue was the only one brave enough to tell me what she thought, whether she should do the purple or the green. All right, so this time I'm going to put the green ones on here. And all of my paper piercers are still boxed up. I'm still getting everything cleaned up from Saturday. All right, so see, look how different this looks by stamping off. See how I didn't stamp this off, and look how much darker these are. So if you really like it dark, you could also do these in Highland Heather and then do the single one in Gorgeous Grape to give you some dimension too. So there you go, sending a card to say hello. And you'll notice on this one, I'll bring it up here so you can see, I used the cutout sending and just adhered it on there. I used the adhesive sheets, and this time I stamped it. So you can see it's a little bit different, but both of them line up nicely in there. All right, let me grab for you, and hopefully I won't ruin the surprise for my ladies. I'm teaching my first new technique and Funfold class. I finally get to have it. I've been coughing so much I couldn't teach the class. So let me show you. Oh, I was telling you the hint. So remember when I did the cards that I cut the circles and the squares to make these fun images? One of my gals made a good comment when I went out to eat with her. This very top circle, don't cut it in half. Then you wouldn't have to put this line across here, and the circle would take care of the top piece and have it nice and full and complete. So I keep forgetting to share that with you. Carolyn, thank you for that idea. All right, so there's this week's, this is their project that they're going to make. So this is showing embossing with white and then coloring over it with blends. And look inside. Happy birthday. I don't have the whole inside finished yet, but it will stand up like this. So the person that receives it will continually get to look at the card as it stands up like that. Isn't that fun? We are meeting Friday at 4 o'clock here at the house. I do have, if I have more interest, I can do another 4 o'clock class, or I could do a 7 o'clock class in the evening if you'd like to join us. It'll have another piece over here. I thought I finished it the other day. Looks like I still have a little bit more work to do. But we are going to combine the Funfold, which is this really fun design, with the technique. So they'll go home with this. They'll go home with instructions and templates and samples. And so they're starting their own reference library for techniques and Funfolds. All right. Last chance items are still available. Some of them are at a really good clearance price. So make sure you go to stampingup.com and check out under last chance all the goodies. That doesn't work very well, does it? Guess I'm gonna have to go like this. Thank you so much for joining me. And Sue, thank you for watching something you've already seen. Sorry about that. Here's one other card. I've made a whole bunch more and I'll slowly show them through the summer using this same stamp set. So what I did is I took the 3 flowers and I did trees, and then I took the single one and added dimension to add depth, and I just stamped across there kind of in a diagonal and made a Christmas card. Isn't that fun? All right, thank you for joining me. I'll be on next Monday night at 7. And now that summer's here, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to post a few more things a little more often since I'm home. So watch for more details, and we will be sharing about Stamp Camp very soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you next Monday. Oh, I forgot to ask. Woo, I almost forgot. If you order the Wisteria Wonders, there's a stamp set or a bundle. If you order them before next Monday's Facebook Live, I will give you a card kit to make this card. So when you get your stamps or stamps and dies, you'll be ready to go. So keep that in mind. If you like this set, you might want to order it by next Monday so that you can have a card ready to go already. Thanks. Have a great week.